What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Pastel Painting Fridays. We are going to be working with oil pastels, and I didn't buy anything too expensive here. This is just called Expressionist Cray Pastels, and I have been experimenting with them enough to know that I kind of prefer the way it looks on a canvas. So this is just a black cotton canvas. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my chat, everyone. From what I've read, it's been a problem for a couple other people, and it usually corrects itself, but it doesn't seem to be working on my end at all. So please don't think that I'm ignoring you, just having some technical issues. But anyway, you're not here for that. You're here for the painting. The pastel painting. Yes, pastel painting. Even though it's monochrome, I consider this painting. So I'm going to be using sepia, which you can't see there, and then sepia and white. So I'll use just the white to draw. So I'm going to figure out where the bottom of the nose, probably about here. Eyes are going to fit over here. Side plane of the face over here. So the nose is going to go down there. Bottom of the nose there. And that's pretty much all the drawing that I'm going to do in terms of lines. The rest is going to be done with the careful layering of the pastel. And I like the way that the pastel looks on the black. And I know it's going to look quite abstract in the beginning, but just bear with me. So this is almost the polar opposite of the method that I used yesterday in acrylic. Isn't that fun? To use the exact opposite thing that I showed you the day before. But that's why this is fun. And please don't think that I'm ignoring you. My chat box is still not functioning properly. I may have to report it to YouTube. Be like, what's up? What's going on, YouTube? Why'd you get rid of my chat box? Whatever it is you think I did, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I have an alibi, I swear. So we're starting to layer some planes here. I like to cross hatch like this, kind of like diamonds, in the direction of which the plane is, for example, like the cheekbone, right? So this way. So that's the way I'm going to be hatching. The sepia is going to look almost like a skin color. So let me check my chat box again. And it's still not working. So thank you for those of you that are watching this live. Again, it's really not working, and I wish I knew why. But I don't know why. I've tried several different things, like opening the chat box in a different tab. Tried reloading everything I could, really. Hopefully next week it fixes itself. These are planes, 1, 2, 3, 4. in conjunction with one another. I chose to use oil pastels because I don't quite like how messy the soft pastels are, the ones that are like chalk. I kind of prefer to have the pigment not be flying everywhere as I'm working with it. Next time we will introduce color. Not today. I want you to see how I move the pastel around on the canvas. And I like the texture of the canvas, what it does for the pastel. So it fills in the texture of the canvas. Creates a pretty neat effect. Any tech experts here, if you have a clue as to why my chat isn't showing up on my computer, let me know. I know that it works for most of you, it's just not working for me. Tried restarting, my browser is up to date, so it's not that. And I also heard that YouTube's not even notifying you. Some of you weren't even notified when I went live the past 2 days. So a lot of technical issues with YouTube. I don't know why all that's going on. And thank you so much for those of you that are watching this live. Once again, I did everything I could. My chat box still not working. These are oil pastels that I'm using. I'm working on a cotton canvas. I did a bunch of studies on the pastel paper, but I like the kind of the richness or the texture that you can get using the canvas instead. You want to layer your pastels. See how I'm constantly switching back between light and dark. And this face is going to start to emerge. Just adding these little marks just for fun. Yeah, so YouTube is not notifying you, and my chat's not working. Incredible. But for those of you that are here, thank you again so much. Layering these darks on the light directly here helps me build these planes. And I'm going to use the dark of the canvas wherever possible. Oil pastels, in comparison to soft pastels that are more like chalk, it's a little difficult to layer a big surface, a big area. So that's why I like working one little plane at a time. It's just easier for me that way. And here, look, I'll overdo this plane just to draw more structure, and then I'll go right back into it with the sepia. And eventually all this texture will look kind of similar to oil paint. That's one thing I really like about these oil pastels. You see this face start to emerge. So same concepts as always, light and shadow. And thank you so much for the likes. Like I said, I can see the likes, and sometimes it shows me how many viewers are there, which sometimes is kind of sad, because I know that some of you are leaving because you think I'm ignoring you, but I'm not. It's just my chat box. The chat box is not working. And yeah, it does happen to some people, some creators, and it usually fixes itself. So what I hear. I'm working general to specific. That's why everything looks a little bit scary. I'm going in with specific planes that are facing the light a tad bit more tend to get lighter because they're closer to perpendicular to the light source. So you can see the texture of the canvas. Really, I like the effect that it has, almost like as one of my students mentioned, it's kind of like, almost like crayons. Essentially what these are. Check out that beard. I absolutely enjoy building light onto the dark. This is the stuff of wonders. Interpret visual information and create a painting. Don't just copy. So we're going for a kind of a Caravaggio type of theme here. Looks like a dark, ominous. I draw the back side of his head. And we'll lightly sketch in the background. And I let the pastel sharpen itself as I move around the planes. I really don't want to put a high level of rendering just yet. I'm building it all. Kind of like a sculpture, just like a painting that's done with oil paint or acrylic. Same stuff, same stuff. We're just painting it with pastel. And yes, another reference is monochrome. And I titled this monochrome. But monochrome, the way I'm defining it, is light and dark without any extra colors. And yes, the canvas is dark and the And the dark that I'm using for the pastel is a brown. But this is just what I chose for today. For anyone that may be new here, the schedule will be Wednesdays oil painting, Thursdays acrylic, and Fridays will be pastel. And thank you for those of you leaving a like. Again, these are oil pastels. They're just a cheap expressionist brand. Nothing fancy. Working on a cotton canvas. I'm using the edge of the pastel. With these pastels, it's okay to go too light at first because you're constantly layering. I'm editing the picture, by the way, putting longer eyebrows to cover this part of his eye. Going for kind of like a Rembrandt, Caravaggio kind of mysteriousness to it. So please comment on the video, not the chat box because it's not working. My chat box isn't working, so I won't be able to see it. But once the video is over, please comment if you want me to do more. I know this is nothing right now, but we're just getting started. But comment if you would like to see more Pastel Fridays. I'm gonna use a, I need to use something to dig out this dark, which I haven't been able to get back. I don't think I will be able to get it, to be honest. I didn't buy the black pastel. I don't recommend this, so I'm gonna go in with some dark charcoal. There we go. I will make sure to buy, that's perfect. I will make sure to buy black pastel. I used pastel a long time ago, so it's been a while, but I want to be able to show you that the fundamentals are universal, even though you can kind of tell I'm not as accustomed to pastel. I've been exploring around with it for only a couple days in preparation for this stream, and I'm learning it. I'm gonna get more proficient with it over time, but I'm doing it for you. This will be the first pastel anything on my YouTube channel. Most of it has been oil paintings and charcoal drawings. So I hope that you find this interesting. The reference is just on one of those pictures from Unsplash. Again, I apologize for the chat box. I'm not ignoring you. My chat box has not been working for the past couple days. Did all the research I could, and it's supposed to fix itself, but it has not. So I'm layering into this. Light, dark, light and dark as I start to build the planes. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different planes. And this guy looks as bad as I feel right now with the live stream. Chat box not working. So it is what it is. I will be here for you despite the challenges. Now we're starting to subdivide the planes, building up this texture, this nice oil pastel texture. Back and forth, back and forth. So I'll talk about your basic plane head, as I was mentioning the past 2 days. This is almost, in essence, a plane head. Frontal eminence of the skull here, brow ridge, glabella, cheekbones, or zygomatic bones that actually goes all the way from here all the way down to the edge of the eye socket. You can see kind of the gap for the eye socket. Orbicularis oris right underneath of the nose, and well, the facial hair is covering the rest. But you have the top half of the plane head there. And I am editing this reference a lot, so I'm gonna just take it out, because I'm assuming someone out there is gonna say something about it. Although I kind of don't like this. I'll just put it back. It's okay. You can make fun of me all you want. I am trying to do something different here. So anyone that uses Pastel, please comment down once the video is finished. When this becomes a pre-recorded video, comment down what pastels you use. And I know that the most common is the soft pastels. Some of my teachers have used those, but it just gets all, I just don't like that it gets all over the place. So I'm pulling some of the hair up a little higher, and not to get confused with the side of the face. So not too bad for 51 minutes. Wow, it's gonna be an hour almost. Again, thank you for all the likes. Despite the chat box not working on my end. I know it's probably working for everyone else, just not me. Once again, this is oil pastel that I'm using. So not the soft chalk type. And I'm working on a cotton canvas. Just because I like the way that the texture builds. And yes, I know this looks absolutely nothing like the reference. I'm aware. I'm just trying something different out, that's all. It wouldn't be much fun for me if I was to do the same thing over and over again now, would it? Probably not as much fun for you either. So this is how I'm spending my Friday evening. Life of the party here. How are you going to spend your Friday evening? I know I can't see what you're going to write on the chat box, but you can comment after the video is done. Really liking this texture that's building up here. Wish I could show you a close-up, but I can't really move my camera. I'm just using a brownish color called sepia, which I know is computer kind of purplish printer color. But I just kind of like the way this color looked when I tested it out. Nice thing about these pastels is you can just keep layering and layering and layering. And the texture just gets nicer and nicer. We'll mess around with the eyebrows a little more. And we'll take a break. Okay. Alright, so it's been about an hour, and still kind of bummed out that my live chat is not working. But I don't know what else I can do for you. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break, play the video of Hugo. Next time I will come up with a different video for you to watch while I am taking a break, but I'll be back in a minute or so. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so I'm using my wife's work computer. So hopefully I'll be able to respond to some of your comments, or at least see them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read whatever I've missed here. So let's see here. We've got Peace Rose, welcome. Patrick, good morning. Thanks for watching from the Philippines. Search for how do you fix live chat at YouTube. Yeah, I know, right? Lots of videos came up, but this might be the best. The best way is just use your wife's computer. Hey Meave, thanks for watching from Scotland. Kura from New Zealand. Errol, oil or chalk pastel? It's the oil pastel. Hey Mark L. Let's see. You wrote, if I could draw something that good in about 20 minutes, I'd be very happy. Oh, well, thank you. Thanks, Alec, for your comments. You wrote, I think it's my dad. Cool. Let's see. Mark L. He wrote, all I have to do is practice for a couple of days. Oh, of course you're not years away from this. I know you can draw this. I'm glad you like the oil pastel. Hey Jonas. So I can now see the comments thanks to Lucy. I'm gonna have to keep writing Upari here for anytime you see Lucy SC, that's me. All right. Hopefully that won't confuse you too much. Let me put this computer aside. Hopefully I don't spill anything on her work computer. Then I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. So yeah, I've been experimenting with the oil pastels for a couple of days. So my first attempt, and it's still an ongoing thing, but my first attempt, which made me realize that I didn't like working on paper, was this. And I videoed it, and I'm not really gonna, I may show it, I may not show it, I've gotta do some touch-ups, but I don't like the way the texture builds up on there. And then I did a little practice on another sheet of paper of the same reference. This one probably looks a little closer to that one. And yeah, I still quite don't like the way that looks. And then I just started messing around and I drew the side of his eye. And I did use a little bit of color with this one. I really like the way that this texture looks, and I just drew on top of a painting that I didn't really care about. Did a little demo sphere for my student right before class. This is also with the pastel, a little demo nose, and so far so good. I like it. So far so good. So now that I can see your comments, I know most of you have already left. For those of you that are still here, I messed up with this. I should have bought the black pastel. I can't for the life of me draw the eyes in here, so I kind of just blew it with that. So when in doubt, simplify. I used to say when in doubt, blur it out, but I cannot blur out the face. It's kind of the whole point of this video, but I'll get better, don't worry. I may not have done that well with this one, but gotta cut me some slack, right? I bought these, like, I think 2 days ago, these pastels. So me, if you wrote, I bought some pastels a while ago, but I was scared to open them. Oh yeah, definitely go for it. Go for it. if they are these type expressionist or just oil pastel in general, try working on a canvas, a cotton canvas. It's a pretty unique experience. I'm gonna probably buy some pastel pencils, like maybe oil pastel pencils if they even make them. That's how little I know. I should just write. I'm showing you what I can do. I'm not that great at this, but I'm showing you what I can do, and I'll improve over time. So what I like about this is these planes here are pretty close to like dimensional, like the volume is pretty cool. But to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna work 3 hours on this one, just because, well, for one, most of you have already left, and for two, I can't really get that much subtlety with this right now. Well, we'll try to work through it. We'll see. Now is the time where you can comment. Those of you that are watching, because now I can see it because I'm using my wife's computer. But now is the time you can comment something and I'll be able to read it. Something I'm going to ask, I think there's like 10 of you here, or now 13. Something I'm going to ask is, let's do something simple. What is your favorite material to use? Oil paint, acrylic, pastel, gouache, just pencils? What do you like to work with? Please feel free to comment anything, even if you just want to say hello. And remember, me even doing this pastel is because you, a couple of you asked for it several times, and I do appreciate it. I appreciate you giving me suggestions, asking for me to try something new, something different. So what do you like to work with? Oil paint, acrylic paint, gouache, watercolor, charcoal, Conte crayons, digital. Let me adjust the light sensitivity for you. It's a little bit flat. It's starting to look a little flat. see, from me, if you're in Scotland, they recommend using Pastel mat for using pastels. I can see you're getting great results with blank canvas. No worries, no worries. I know what you're saying. I like the black canvas. And I do highly recommend working in monochrome first anytime you're starting to learn a new material. But when we do color next week, I'll show you how to layer it. And of course I'm going to do a couple practice pastel paintings with color on my own. But I do not have as much experience with this as I do with oil paint. It'd be interesting to do a pastel Rembrandt. That might be a good idea. Although you're probably sick of seeing me do Rembrandt studies. I wouldn't blame you. I'm adding an extra plane to the tier bag. As these pastels are layering, kind of like an oil painting. Almost kind of like that thick richness that you see in a Rembrandt. But Lucy to the rescue with her work computer. Now I can see your comments, but everybody left. Where is everybody? If you're still watching the stream, please just say hello, just say hi. So I know that you're still here. Somebody out there. Anybody out there? Please let me know that my struggle here is not in vain. Okay, cool. We got another one from you. You wrote, I like pencils on good paper, especially black and white, brown shades, but my favorite is acrylics, which I was tutored in for 3 years. He was a great artist, also excellent teacher. Awesome. Michael Hunt, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Thanks for saying hi, Michael. All I'm asking is a simple hello, everyone. A simple hi. How you doing? What's Yupari doing on a Friday afternoon? No, he's not playing pool. He's doing a pastel painting on YouTube. Life of the party here. So I'm finding if I add a lighter touch onto a thick coat of pastel, it almost glazes it. It's almost like a glaze. Michael Hunt, he wrote, let's see, so it is a good pastel set, maybe details about what you're using, where you got it from. Well, sure. Me, you wrote pen and wash using acrylics. Awesome. So, what did Yupari do? So, Yupari went to the local Plaza art store. He stopped. He looked at the pastel section. Then he saw the prices for the kits. Whoa! Yupari says, "Oh no, too expensive." So what does Yupari do? He walks around, looks at a couple of things of oil pastel. It was, I think, 75 cents each of these. Sounds pretty good to me. So what Yupari does is buys a brownish color that he likes, because you can test out the pastel on the piece of paper at the Plaza art store. So I went and I bought the colors that I was able to create a skin tone with. So I bought, and you'll see this next time, I bought, other than the sepia, which already kind of looks like a skin tone, I bought, this is Naples yellow, and this is a vermilion hue. And these are not expensive pastels, and I actually found them on Amazon too, so I'll create some links to them. Not expensive at all, and the marketing on them is a little strange, but they're pretty good. They're called Expressionist, and I think they're made by I forgot what company. I don't know. It says Sakura Color Products. Sakura Color Products. These are Expressionist. And no, I'm not sponsored by any company. Although I wish I was, but I'm not. I gotta pay for it all myself, and I can't afford to just go and buy a big set of pastels. I mean, I don't really know how to use them that well anyway. So I bought what I just wanted to test out. So Yupari goes and he buys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of pastel for, of course, less than $5. Yupari gets his pastels, walks in the car and gets stuck in a rainstorm, runs for it, run, go to my car, and yep, that's long story short. I return home to the studio and start experimenting. And that's the story. True story. But what I want to show is that the fundamentals are universal no matter what material you use. Mass is what I use with this, a mass-oriented approach. It's crazy how much this looks like a skin color. It looks like a skin color, but it's not a skin color. And with these pastels, you kind of have to go over and over the same areas to build that texture. So let me know, somebody out there, let me know what you think about Pastel Fridays. Do you like Pastel Fridays? Do you rather I just do oil painting for everything? What are you thinking? Michael, oh, awesome. You like Pastel Fridays? Awesome. Pastel Fridays, acrylic Thursdays, oil painting Wednesdays. Pre-recorded videos on certain Saturdays. And of course my online classes are still going strong, and I changed it to be more of a academic style. So I'll be running semesters, starting with the most basic projects and then building up from there. But you're welcome to join at any time. But I do recommend all students start off with the most simple projects first, no matter what skill level. And I only do critique sessions now for students that are using those class projects. My class prices have not changed in the past 4 years. Still $10 a month. For a while there I had still life. I was offering still life for $5 a month, but no one really showed up for that. So, Maeve, you wrote liking different days for each. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Please, if you can, please share the videos so we can start to build up a following on here once again. I'm not quite sure how I'll sell pastels, to be honest. That's something I haven't quite figured out yet. I could try a spray a fixative on it, though I don't know about spraying fixative on oil pastels. I think that only works with dry media. It's probably why people use dry pastels. That would make sense. Alright, so another question for everyone. Remember, I can see your comments now because I'm using my wife's computer. So, those of you that are still watching this live, I've got a question for you. Simple question, really. Where in the world are you watching this from? We've got now 13 people watching. I hope to see at least 10. Send the comments, please. Otherwise, no one's gonna find us. There we go. That's the kind of form that I'm trying to get. And of course, I'm not asking for your address or anything. I'm just like, for example, I'm in Alexandria, Virginia, home of absolutely no open art sessions, open drawing or painting sessions like I used to have in Maryland. I guess it's up to me to start something over here. And Michael, you live in Maryland, USA, near. Oh, okay. It was a typo. You live near Annapolis. Really? Oh, cool. I used to live around there. I was in Beltsville. I used to go to the Howard County Arts Council, and I used to run a portrait group there. I used to go to Zoll's studio in Timonium, which is further up, closer to Baltimore. But Annapolis is a good place. You've got the Eggleys. You've got John Ebersberger over there. He was one of my first teachers ever. Cool. And more Brendan thanks to share on Facebook. That would be awesome. I will also do something with my Facebook as well. Start to post these. Maybe I'll buy a second camera whenever I can afford it and video these to make those like those reels or whatever they call them now. Instagram's all about reels now, apparently. I gotta get with the times. I like dragging the white pastel up in there. It's almost like a brush stroke kind of effect. Hey Michael, yeah, I think I remember your name from way back when. I'm trying to build my channel back up to where it was before. Very difficult to do. After the pandemic, pretty much everybody created their own YouTube channel. So I'm kind of struggling here, but still pushing on. Well, thanks for watching from Glasgow, Scotland. So plane wise, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Many different planes now. Plane change from here to here to here to here. Alright, so trying to add a little tiny, almost like a jelly bean looking form. So moving around from plane to plane. And I'm filling in more pastel up here because I wanted a smoother transition as opposed to just letting the dark be the dark of the canvas. Yeah, something like that. More pressure will make this lighter as it completely fills the canvas. So I hope this time of day is alright for most of you. All of you, hopefully. So it'll be the same time Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Saturday, when I do upload pre-recorded videos, they will be shorter format. Voiced over. Just letting the white pastel blend into this shape once again. Like I said, going back and forth, back and forth. Now it's ultra smooth. Try to let that look almost like a brush stroke. Kind of a bold move there, but just like with paint, I can go right into that. I'm going to use the background to sharpen the chalk a little bit. Or not the chalk, but the crayon. I think that's what you call them, the pastel crayon. I gotta peel this now. Some of that light effect, some scratchiness in the background. Okay, here I'm going to have to be very cautious. Or not. I'm just winging it at this point, adding random stuff wherever. Let me know what you think. It's okay if you don't like it. I'm not too partial to it myself, but I'm trying something different. I'm gonna try a stump, which I don't necessarily think is the worst idea in the world, but it's typically not a pastel thing in my limited knowledge. to reduce some of this noise. That actually works. Well, that actually kind of works. Who would have thought a stump? I did use it in my practice sessions, but only on the paper. I didn't actually use it on the canvas. Alright, so leave a comment if you want me to add some color to this, and maybe this will be kind of a prelude for next time. So I'm going to come in from my wife's computer. Again, my computer is not letting the chat show. Do you want a hint of color? As a prelude. And the crowd runs away. All right. Well, thanks for sharing it to Facebook. I really appreciate it. Seriously appreciate it. course, don't forget, everyone, this video will be available for you to watch after the stream ends on YouTube forever. Thank you for sharing it to Facebook. I too shall share my content on Facebook. I'm gonna figure out how to log on to that reference Facebook group of mine that was made a while ago, and I never figured out how to log on to it and manage that Facebook group. Alright, mauve color prelude it is. Alrighty, so color, a little example of what we'll do next week. And I know it says portrait in monochrome, but I mean, we do what we do. Alright, so I have a palette similar to the Zorn palette in oil paint. This is all based on theory. I have worked with pastels in the past, just not exclusively. So please feel free to correct me, write anything down that you think I'm doing wrong. So what I've learned thus far is that with pastels you need to basically mix on the canvas. So we're about to reach the second hour, but it's okay, I don't need to take a break every hour. So you gotta mix on canvas. So I have white, Naples yellow, red, which is just it's called vermilion hue, and then this color I've been using all along, which is a sepia. So here's what you do. You mix directly onto your pastel. So that's the Naples yellow. I'll add a touch of red. So at first, it's going to look too red. You mix directly on here. In order to get a cooler color, what you do is you add the dark color, the sepia, and you already see it actually. All of this is kind of a coolish color. So this, in essence, is almost like an underpainting. And just like traditional oil painting, all it takes is a glimpse of color, just like many Caravaggios, and all of a sudden it looks like a colorful painting. White is a coolant, so you can add white to your colors and it'll cool them down, as well as raise the value. With the color, I like to cross hatch, just like with the monochrome. And in essence, it's almost like a glaze effect. Now I know there's no color in the reference, so all of this is just me filling in the blanks. Of course, I know this looks nothing like that. I'm just trying something different. This is the Naples yellow. Red. Naples yellow. mix directly onto the canvas. When you're working with color, with pastels, it's important to know where you set your pastels down. I'm only using 4, so I don't have to worry about setting them down somewhere. But you want to know, like keys to a piano or the like an oil painting palette. You want to know where everything is so that you can reach for it quickly. Now I'm mixing red and yellow directly onto the gray, so it mixes and creates a skin tone. Following the direction of the form. Now I can go red and then dark red, just a couple little cross hatches of red. Then I'll go in with the Naples yellow. If I had a blue or a green, I'd probably add it to the background. I'll head to the store again later on this week, so I'll have more colors next week. My 75-cent oil pastels. Cross hatching. Now all of a sudden it looks like we were using color all along. But definitely buy black paint. I mean pastel. It's pastel painting, I call it paint. That means I should probably take a break, but anyway. Because it's a struggle without it. Red underneath of this plane here gives it more depth. Cross hatch your colors as you mix. This is important. It's important because you're mixing on the canvas, and if you can cross hatch them in a stylistic way, it will look like kind of like thick oil paint. This is oil pastel. In a way, this is your limited palette painting. So let me know what you think. I know it looks nothing like the reference, so don't even worry about the reference. A little bit of red in here, kind of like Rembrandt would do. Now we get really Rembrandt. Push the red up here. Yeah, you see that in a lot of Rembrandts. Crosshatch, following the form, it's curving down that way. So this is your prelude for next time. Next time we will work with color. So remember everyone, the schedule will be Wednesdays oil paint, Thursdays acrylic, Fridays pastel. And please share these streams online. I will do my part also. Online classes are on my Patreon. All you gotta do is type Upari online classes on your local search engine, and my name is strange enough that it should show up. The classes are going to be a semester style course where you start from the very beginning and build your way up. But of course, what I'm trying to do here is build something completely new. Completely new. Basically building where I left off with my live streams that I started way back in 2020. Competition's fierce, but I want to be able to create something new for you from my end. Let's see. Color is looking good. If you mix a few, can you get a black? Not with these because I don't have a black. You can only get as dark as your darkest pastel. This is my darkest pastel, and it is not as dark as the canvas. So this is as dark as it's going to get. What will happen if I mix all these is you're basically going to get this. This is a mixture of all of them, but it leans more towards the red. But great observation. Now you see, that's all that I'll be able to get with mixing all of them together. If I add Naples yellow or white, it would make it even lighter, which is not what I want. But this works perfectly for the nose. And just like with painting, with oil paint or acrylic painting, the cheekbones, that little plane there, will get darker and more red. Can't believe it's already Friday. This has been a wonderful 3 days of doing live streams. I hope to continue doing these in the future. So hopefully in the distant future, we'll have more fun. Hopefully all of you can watch these videos over and over again, use them as a sleeping aid, or just play them along as you're getting some work done, or go ahead and feel free to draw the same or paint the same image along with me. You don't necessarily have to use the same pastel. You can use pencil. Just go ahead and draw this with pencil. You could use acrylic, anything you want to do. Sky's the limit. I'll be here for you. So you wrote, can you scrape back to black? Oh, okay, that's a good idea. In theory, I should be able to. So let's go ahead, give it a try. Let me get my palette knife. I think I did try to scrape actually with the back of this, but let's try to scrape it with something sharper, like these pliers. Let's try to scrape something. Let's see what happens. Now this would be an interesting thumbnail. Drawing with some pliers. There you go. Painting with some pliers. Maybe. That looks like it did get dark. So, Mauve Brennan, you are my hero. Let's check this out here. Yep, I can scrape to black. Not quite black. It looks kind of bluish. I gotta be careful not to cut into the canvas. That's pretty close. That's not bad. Let's see if I can do that here. I need that here. Oh, there you go. My hero. All right. Thank you, thank you. do this emoji thing. I don't even know how to. Thank you, thank you. So remember, I'm commenting from my wife's computer because my chat wasn't working. So yes, you can scrape back to black, but you have to scrape with something really sharp. And I guess be careful not to scrape into the canvas. Like, don't scrape the canvas with pliers. Alright, let me add this back. See if I can put that back in there. Oh, it didn't quite work there, but let's try a palette knife. That's okay, it actually shows the planes for the bottom of the nose a little better. So I'm cool with that. Next time I'll be better prepared. But that's actually a lot better. This would be the best thumbnail. Drawing with some pliers. Okay, so the stream will be ending soon. I've gotten as far as I want to with this. I've gone as far as I want to with it. It's a fun little experiment. Let me know what you think. If you like Pastel Fridays, it's going to be as much of a learning experience for me as it is for you. Let me know what you think. If you want me to only oil paint, I could do that too. Let me know. Alright, so this is the point where I'll ask if there are any last minute questions. We'll return again on Wednesday, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Remember, I'm responding from my wife's computer because the comments do not work on mine. And yes, we can scrape back to almost back to black. It won't be exactly, but it does help. I'll hang out for just a minute or two. Alright, so it looks like there are no last minute questions. So thanks for the help, Mav, with the comment about subtracting back to the black and for sharing the stream on your Facebook. Thank you all so much for watching. I wish you the very best. I will return again on Wednesday, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Remember, the schedule is 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Oil painting Wednesdays, acrylic painting Thursdays, pastel painting Fridays, and occasionally we'll have a pre-recorded video, shorter format for you to watch on Saturdays. And that's all I got for you today. I wish you all the very best, and I'll see you on the next one.